How to access the dictionary? So we can access dictionary elements using key and using the get method. So either you can access the values using the keys, which we have discussed in the previous video, or you can use the get method. So you look at the first code. I am declaring one simple dictionary with three key value pairs as name Yatin, role 12, and city Pune. If I say print D, it will print the whole dictionary on the screen. Now, if I want to access the value which is associated with the key name, I can directly say print D of the key, which is name. So what is the value which is associated with the key name in the dictionary D is Yatin, so it will print Yatin on the screen. So in this way, you can access the dictionary using the keys. Now, we don't have a key. We don't have a key in dictionary object D with name last name. So if I try to access the dictionary using a key which is not present in my dictionary, it will give an key error. Why it is giving key error? Because this key is not present in my dictionary. So it is giving a key error. Last name. What is the key error? Last name. Last name is not available as a key in the dictionary object D. So you can access the values using the keys inside a dictionary, and in case if that specific key is not present and if you are trying to access that key, it will give the key error. Now look at this second code. In this second code, we are going to get the explanation of how to use get method to access the dictionary. So I'm again using the same dictionary object with three key value pairs, name Yatin, role 12, city Pune. If I say print D, it will print the whole dictionary on the screen. You can look at the output. Now, as we have discussed that we can access the dictionary using the keys. So if I say print D of name, print D of role, and print D of city, it will print Yatin, 12, and Pune on the screen. Now, we are going to access the same dictionary object using get method. Now, how to use get method? When I say get method, it's a dictionary method. That means I have to use this get using a dictionary object. So we have to call it as d.get. So d.get. Get means get something from the dictionary D. What to get? Again, I have to mention the key. The value which I have to access, the key associated with that value, I have to mention in the bracket as argument. So when I say d.get into bracket name, I am trying to get the value which is associated with the key name in the dictionary D. Now in this case, the value is Yatin. So this will return Yatin as the value which will be stored in N. So if I say print N, it will print Yatin on the screen. So using get method, I'm getting Yatin, the same output on the screen if I'm using print D of name. Instead of using print D of name, I'm using d.get into bracket name. Same case now, as we have discussed in the previous code, that if a certain key is not present and then if I try to print D of that key, the value associated with that key, we get a key error. But in case of get method, if you see get d.get, if I pass last name as an argument, because the get method will go inside the dictionary D and will try to find last name as key, but there is no key with the name last name. So what d.get will return, because there is no key with the name last name is present, it returns none. It returns none. So it will not give key error unlike in the last example. It will return none. None means we don't have any key with name last name. Now you can mention default return value if the key is not present. So in case of last name was not present as a key, so it returned none. But instead of none, if the key is not present, if you want to return some default value for this method call, you can mention that using a comma as a second argument. So I can say d.get into bracket last name. So I'm trying to find a key with the name last name. If I find a key with the name last name, it will return the value which is associated with last name into N. But if I don't find a key, if the Python interpreter don't find a key with the name last name, it returns not available, the string not available as the return string into N, will be stored into N. So if you look at the output, if I say print N, now it is printing not available. Instead of none, now it is printing not available. So if you want to give a specific message to the user that specific key is not present, that you can do using second argument in the get method. So you can mention the default return value instead of none if the key is not present. So this is how you can access the dictionary using keys or using the get method.